Good morning. It's Stephen in wonderful Wiltshire, where the sun is getting ready to shine. But as you can see, looking out the window at the moment, there is a very slight breeze, and we're told, well, this looks like it's going to be a warm day. What I need to do is go over here. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just setting up for the show because we're actually going live to Amazon Live. And it says go live, so I am. Okay, now everything in the studio looks okay. We've got 24 seconds. I am live on Amazon Live, which means I can get the iPad and get everything sorted. Yesterday was a brilliant day on Amazon Prime Day, and this is Amazon Prime Day 2. Yes, there are 2 Prime Days. So let's get started on Amazon Prime Day 2. So without further ado, welcome to the broadcast with Stephen, live from England. I'm one of 6 broadcasters from England actually on Amazon Live. Quite proud of the fact, and I enjoy being here. The show today, as always, is called Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen, which means anything to do with broadcasting. In fact, if I bring this card up on the screen, you can see that today we're going to be talking about webcams, audio gear, Fitbits, microphones, and live video. And if you've got any questions about any of those, please do ask. If you've got questions about items in the carousel, please do ask. And we'll be talking about Fitbits as well. That's the action part of this. I'm broadcasting from Belive, my favorite studio, and I work for Belive, and this is my show. So we can hide that because you've seen it. Take it off full screen and come back to me. And you are most definitely watching Stephen live from Wiltshire, England. And as I just said, I am broadcasting from my Belive studio. I'll put the logo up there and you should be able to see it. There it is. I got it right first time that time. I normally get the fingers all mixed up and everything. Okay. And I am using Belive as the logo says. Okay, now you see what Belive can do during the course of this broadcast. I'll be using video, I'll be using agenda items, I'll be using images, I'll be using cameras, multiple cameras. And as you saw a moment ago, I've got one camera which is actually pointed out towards the gardens of my neighbours. And that is the camera you're watching there is the Oberspot Tiny 4K, which we'll be talking about. And the camera that I'm using now is the Logitech Brio, which is coincidentally down in the carousel. Now, Logitech Brio today is 143.85, which is 28% off. Okay. Now, I want to say thank you for actually joining me this early in the day. I'm in the UK. I'm 5 hours ahead of you. So it's 11 a.m. in the UK, 6 a.m. on the East Coast, and 3 a.m. on the Pacific Coast. If you're watching on the Pacific Coast, thank you. If you're watching from the East Coast, brilliant. And we're going to get the show underway. We're going to talk about Logitech Brio. Now, you're actually watching it now. This is Logitech Brio broadcasting out to Amazon Live, and we're broadcasting at 720, which means we're not using, well, I'll explain. Let's go over here. And you're actually watching Logitech Brio, which is the best demonstration I could actually give you. But the actual name of the camera is the Logitech Brio 4K webcam. Okay, now it is, and we'll probably mention this once or twice, it is Ultra 4K HD video. Now, I'm broadcasting you at 720, then there's 1080, 4K is through the roof. Okay, it's the best we as consumers can do, and we have to use OBS or vMix or XSplit Broadcaster, and you can get the camera out of the box, take it to OBS, set the destination as YouTube, and you can broadcast live in brilliant 4K to YouTube. And what's more, the replay on YouTube is also in 4K. Now, I've done this, and it's total difference from 720, 1080. It is the higher the number of pixels, the better the quality of the picture. So 4K is the best quality of picture that we can get as consumers at the moment, broadcasting out to YouTube. And this is the future. Getting a 4K webcam is future-proofing yourself. At the moment, we as individuals can go get live to YouTube, but we're not going to get the situation where everybody's using 4K because the internet can't stand it yet. I know technically, talking to the software houses who provide us with the broadcasting software, it's not a problem. They don't need to do anything. We can just use the cameras. But you're future-proofing yourself because this is the future. 4K is the future. This is the way we'll all be broadcasting. But I can't say when, but I can say yes. Okay. Now, the camera itself also has microphones. So in the unit, you're getting the camera and twin microphones. I'm looking at it now. It's got a noise cancelling microphone. Now, noise cancelling is important, especially when you're broadcasting on Zoom or Facebook or YouTube, Twitter or Twitch. If the dog barks and you don't have noise cancelling, everybody will hear the dog. If, however, you have a noise cancelling microphone, the only person hearing the dog will be you. And that's the way you want it to be. You don't want any sounds on your live broadcast, be it a Zoom call or one of the social networks. Again, you're looking at the Brio. It's got high definition light auto correction. Now, what I haven't done yet, I'm just going to do it now. Hopefully, is switch on the light. Okay, so I'm now lit by Logitech Light, which I'll show you in a moment. It's down in the carousel. If I turn the light off, then what will happen is that the camera will auto correct. In other words, it makes sure that you can still see me. Okay, now I prefer to work with the light on, so I'm going to switch the light back on, and there we are. It has a wide field of view. Now, in terms of wide, I can show you this. Okay, it is a 90-degree field of view. Okay, so it goes out from the 90 and goes down and around in an arc like that. That's how wide it can see. Now, some cameras can only do a 78-degree field of view. I'm going to explain fields of view later in this session. In fact, what I'm going to do in the next 3 or 4 minutes is I'm going to show you some software which will control your camera and allow you to go 65, 78 or 90 degrees, depending on your personal choice. And this is all about personal choice. Okay, so it's 4 times the resolution of a typical HD webcam, and that's true. It is capable of 4K. Most webcams aren't. Okay. The next thing about the Logitech Brio camera is that we've just seen auto light adjustment, and it's called Logitech Right Light. And it's got 3 fields of view. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you those fields of view. Okay, so if I go over here and take that off screen, I'm going to use a piece of software which is called Logitech Capture. Now, if you buy a camera or a microphone or any piece of hardware, do download the software. And I'm going to show you why it's important. If I go over here and I share my screen, just give me a second. I'm going to share my screen. It will happen, honestly. I'm going to pick a window. I'm going to bring the window on screen, share it. And now I'm going to bring the software full screen. Okay. And this is Logitech Capture. I'm going to take the logo off so we can see a bit more. But remember, I am broadcasting from BeLive. So let's take that off and apply. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put myself on the screen with this. But before I do, if you're looking at the software, what it actually does is, if I just move that out of the way so I can see what I'm doing, basically, if I go home, you can, probably better if I should show you my camera, isn't it? Just a second. Okay, now you've seen the card, so I can hide that. And you actually want to see this camera. So I'm going to hide that camera. Okay, I'm going to show you 4 cameras today. including the Logitech Brio, which we're looking at the moment, Oswald Tiny 4K, and the Logitech C920X. Now, what I'm going to do is just change up a bit. I'm going to change my theme so that you can see me widescreen. Okay, so the picture should transfer, right? Okay, we've got widescreen. So you've got me on the left on the Logitech Brio, and I can confirm that by just doing that, or possibly that. Okay, so this is the Logitech Brio 4K camera. On the right-hand side, we've got the software which you've downloaded from Logitech.com called Logitech Capture. Download it to your hard drive, PC or Mac, install it, load it, it will recognize your camera straight away. You then have control of your camera and you can do this. Okay, if I go here and I zoom out once, twice, and 90 degrees, you can now see this is how I look. This is my office. And you can see I don't have a brick wall behind me. I've got a photography backdrop over a green screen. You can see my books on that side. You can see my German learning books. And on that side, you can see my Samsung all-in-one PC. I do wish they still made those. Right, okay. My current computer is down in the carousel. It's a Microsoft Surface Book 2. And it just, well, it's probably better than that one, has to be said, but it was nice to have it all in one. Right, now the thing is, this is, if I take that off, this is the default camera settings. Okay, and I take that off as well. So in other words, if you don't download the Logitech Capture software, this is what you'll look like on camera. This is the default setting. Once you've downloaded the software, then you can sort out exactly how you want to look on screen. Now, for me, I want to zoom in twice and I want to go 78 degrees. And that's it. I'm now back to where we started when the broadcast began. And this is important. This is about you, about us being comfortable on camera and using the camera's default settings. Whilst good, does mean that you're actually losing out on a lot of the facilities that your camera has. So software is Logitech Capture. Go to logitech.com, download it, install it, start it, and you're in control of your camera. And once you're in control of your camera, then I can zoom in once, twice, go to 78 degrees, and I'm back as I started. So I'm not going to rant, but I'm just going to say that if you get a camera or a microphone, anything, just check whether there's any software for it. And for this camera, and for every Logitech camera, with the exception of the Mevo, so if you bought a Logitech camera, the software is totally free. Logitech Capture, go to logitech.com, download it, and it does the 920, 922, 925, 930 in the Brio. Doesn't do the Mevo, but Mevo's got its own software. And you're taking control. Okay, because when you appear on camera, you want to have headspace at the top. You want to be reasonably in the center of the screen. Yeah. And you want to be happy with how you actually look on screen. And the software helps with that. So you can start off small and then just get bigger as your confidence grows. And this is a great way to actually do a Zoom call, is to actually be present on screen rather than letting people actually see what's going on behind you. Yeah. To actually be in control of how you look. Now, whilst we're here, we're talking about Logitech Brio camera. Today it's 28% off. It's $143.85. Its normal price is $199.99. This is my favorite camera, bar none. It's a static camera. I'll show you where it lives in a moment. But it's just good quality because we know that Logitech, Swiss company with bases in the USA, have been making cameras for, well, seems like forever, but they came basically to the broadcasting market 7 years ago, as far as I'm concerned, and they've always been improving their cameras. Now, this camera has versatile mounting options. Okay, you can actually mount it on your desktop, which I'll show you now. I think if I just want to switch a camera for a second. I just want to show you how this is mounted. So I'm going to switch cameras. Okay, and I'm going to go there. Okay, because I do want to show you as much information as I can about the camera. So if I go here and I go to there and bring this up on screen, and I just want to do one thing because it's the wrong way around. I actually want to do that. Okay. It does have versatile mounting options. There it is. That's the Logitech Brio on top of the monitor. Next to it is an Oberspot Tiny we're going to be looking at shortly. And there is the Logitech Litra Lite. All three of those are down in the carousel. Okay. The screen you're looking at, just a minute, let's just take that off because we're talking about versatile. The screen that you're looking at is a BenQ monitor, which is 27-inch monitor down in the carousel. It is on discount today. I think this stand is also down in the carousel. This is for an iPad. It goes to 5'6" high, which means you can put your iPad on there and you can then stand up and you can go live from your iPad anywhere you take the stand. There we have a Lamicall stand. Okay, there's my coffee. There's my temperature gauge, which is off at the moment because I don't need it because I know it's hot. But the thing is that the camera is mounted on top there. You can also, if I come back to me, coming back to me, I'm going to go to my normal settings. I'm going to zoom in twice. I'm going to go to 78 degrees. So I'm back where I want to be. This is the Brio camera we're looking at, and versatile mounting options. I'll come back to that in a second. The camera is 4K, and you can use it out of the box 4K broadcasting to YouTube using OBS, vMix, or Expert Broadcaster. If I'm talking about something that you want to ask questions about, please do ask questions. The camera itself was released February 7th, 2017, so it's well established. It is quite probably one of the most popular 4K webcams. Logitech Capture software we've just talked about, and we've looked at what the camera default settings are. Okay, and I just want to talk for a moment about something related to what you're looking at now. If I just zoom out again using the software, yeah, I have behind me, I'm just going back to my iPad and back to there. I have behind me a photography backdrop, which is down in the carousel. So let me find it. We'll go there and got it. Behind me is a photography backdrop, which is down in the carousel. It's $14.99. And this is a way of looking good on a Zoom call or on a social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Okay. You get the backdrop, $15, and you're actually changing how you look on screen, because when I zoom in, if you don't look too closely, it looks like I'm sat in front of a wall. Okay. Now, in terms of backdrops, I'm going to be getting three more backdrops. One is a wall with paint splashed on it. If you click the backdrop in the carousel, you'll find that all the photographers got there before us, and there are literally hundreds of different backdrops that you can buy to change your background, to change the way you actually look on screen. Now, I've got three in mind, which are on my wish list at the moment on Amazon. The first one is another wall, but this time with paint splashed on it, which would make the wall even more interesting. Then I've got an Hawaiian beach scene, and I can just imagine presenting from an Hawaiian beach. And then the final one that I'm looking at the moment, I'm going to change them every month. So I'll have a different backdrop in August and the one in September, October, and eventually I'll have a collection. I'll be able to switch between them. The last one I'm going to get for the moment is a Wild West town. with the tumbleweed blowing down the street. You can picture it, can't you? You've got the saloon, you've got tie up your horses outside and everything that you'd find in an old Wild West town. So I'm going to have that as a backdrop too. But you're actually mixing it up. You're actually looking better than other people who just show what's in the background. And it's so simple and easy to do. Now, I've got my backdrop suspended over a green screen because its green screen was already there. If you want to suspend a backdrop behind you, then you need a stand with a bar along the top, legs, and they're about $45. Yeah. So for $60, you can change how you look on a Zoom call, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, and you can continue to do different ones at different times, and you can look more interesting. The thing is, the main thing is, one, you're actually hiding all the clutter that is behind you. Okay. Now, to me, this setup is good. Okay. But it's a major distraction. First of all, you can see that my wall is curved. So it's not a real wall. You can see things over here, like you can see the boxes that I've just placed at your eye level. About the, put it the right way up, it's probably better. Lapel microphone. Okay. So, but if I use the backdrop and center myself on the backdrop, then if I wasn't here explaining to you how I'm doing this, you'd have to look twice before you knew that I had not a real wall. Okay, so thank you for watching live. Let's just carry on our journey. So we've talked about Logitech Brio webcam 143.85, and as you're actually watching it now. Okay, and we've looked at the software that you can use to control it. I'm going to stop sharing the software. So that's the Logitech Brio webcam, 143.85. It is 28% off today, which is a very good price. It's a very reliable camera. Its quality, I'll just show you. Did I show you? Did I show you? Just a minute. I did, yes. Okay, if I go here, the camera just sits on top of your monitor like so, and the lens is coming down. You've got twin microphones either side. It's next to the Brio, no, sorry, it's next to the Ultrabook camera, and then Logitech Litra Lite. So these are all on top of my BenQ monitor. That's the studio I'm using to broadcast to you today. And this is me coming back. Now I've got 4 cameras to show you today. That was the first one. That was the Logitech Brio. Now, just a note, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put sticky notes on screen. Your host today is Stephen Healy. That's me, live from England. We're talking about live broadcasting. Logitech Brio just seen. We're going to look next at the Samsung S22 mobile phone. I want to say a big thank you for actually watching and spending time with me today. And if you've got any questions, then please do ask. The other thing is that if you do post a comment on Amazon, just a minute, if I just refresh my screen, I'm just going to say hello, everyone. Just a minute. If I could type, this would be good. Just give me a second. No, that's not right. Slow down. More haste, less speed. Okay, so I've just said over on the Amazon Live page, which I happen to have open, hello everyone, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that should show up in my studio in a moment. We hope. Okay, so that's the setup for today's broadcast. If you have any questions about anything that's down in the carousel or not in the carousel, if you've got any questions about cameras, then please do ask. And viewers on Facebook and YouTube, welcome. And if you want the full experience, click the link, because there's nothing like the Amazon Live experience with the carousel at the bottom. Please do join us over on Amazon, and we'll keep the show going. Okay, so thank you for watching, and it does say hello everyone. That was me. I typed that whilst you were watching live. Right, the next item we're going to do is this, and this is, if I go here, let me just put that over there. Okay. I have a new toy. Well, no, I have a new serious piece of kit. And the serious piece of kit that I have, I'm actually going to show you. And we all have mobile phones. Some of us have one, some of us have two. But mobile phones are a part of our everyday life. And what I'm going to do during the next 10 minutes or so is take you through the Samsung Galaxy S22. Well, it's this one. Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra smartphone. This is the flagship smartphone from Samsung, released in 2022. We're going to go through and have a look at it. Now, I can have a look at it because I've actually got it here. This is the Samsung Galaxy S22. Now, I'm going to show you, in this section, I'm going to show you some photographs taken with the S22. I'm going to show you a video shot with the S22. So this is all about the S22. If you've got any questions, then please do ask. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click there and go there. Just a minute. And if I go here, just bear with me a moment. It will be worth it. Okay, and I go here. Okay, and go here. You can see that this broadcast is currently live. I'll go there. Okay, this broadcast is currently live on Amazon Live. It's also live on Facebook and YouTube, and this is the broadcast going out on Facebook, and this is the quality of the image. Now, I can't give you a full representation, but I can show you that I'm actually live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. And if I go this way, over here, right? Okay, so there it is. That's probably the best we can get, really. Now, if you go to Facebook, you've got captions, but don't worry about that. Hopefully my accent is not pulling you off. Okay, and we're good to go. Right, so this is the Samsung Galaxy S22. We're going to have a look at some of the features of the S22 and why I love the phone and why it's the best phone I've ever had. So it's got 256 gig of memory, 8K camera and video. Now this is important. When we're looking at the Brio a moment ago, the Brio was a 4K camera. This has an 8K camera, 8K, and it does 8K video. Yeah, I'm going to show you an 8K video. It has the brightest display. Now, if I go here, just a minute, not there. I want to go here. I know it doesn't look too sunny outside at the moment. That's because it's overcast. We're hoping the sun arrives later today, but I was actually sat outside there in the garden, and I was using the phone, and I was able to scroll the phone, and it is so fast at scrolling. Yeah, I can just, yeah, I mean, it's on Wi-Fi, but I can just scroll the phone. It's so responsive. Now, do you remember the Galaxy Note mobile phone? Because the Galaxy Note, well, it wasn't a mobile phone, it was a Galaxy Note, had, oh, good. That worked well, didn't it? Okay, first panic of the day. Just a minute. Just let me put that down a second. Okay. Okay. I'm going to have to tell you about it. I was going to make a great big song and dance, but I can't. Okay. It does have an S Pen. Okay, which comes with the phone, which you can use to write. And in addition to that, you can actually use it. It has air gestures as well. Okay, I've put my S Pen down somewhere. That's not good. Okay, moving on. It's got a long battery life. If you charge this overnight, then it's good for 24 hours plus. And I've done the plus bit. It is good, even if you're actually recording video or playing video. It does have 8K super steady video. The camera has a built-in stabilizer, which means that you don't need a gimbal anymore. My friend Guy is selling his gimbal on eBay because he got the Galaxy S22 Ultra and he doesn't need the gimbal anymore. Okay, I'm going to prove you why you might not need a gimbal. Okay, the camera is capable of nightography. Now, nightography is a made-up word, which means taking photographs at night. I'm going to show you a sample in a moment. I've got some photographs taken with this camera. I'm going to show you in a second. It is, if I go to the back, okay, there are the lenses. There's a 108 megapixel photo lens. There's a 3x zoom, a 10x zoom, and the nightography lens as well. Okay, and with this case, I've actually got a situation where I can just slide and cover the lenses and protect them. I'm going to talk about the case in a moment. It's got adaptive color contrast. I know this from using it outdoors. It does adapt to the light, which is good, and it's very effective as well. It's got a long-lasting battery plus fast charging. Fast charging, you need a brick. Okay, I'll talk about that. In addition to that, this phone has got an embedded S Pen, and Stephen's put his S Pen safely down somewhere, and we'll find it before he comes live again at 9 AM Eastern. You betcha. All right, okay. The next feature is, no, it's not that one. Don't want to talk about that. I can't find it. Okay, back over here. It's unlocked by Samsung. This is important. When you get the phone, all you need to do is to go to your favorite carrier, get a SIM card, put it in. They supply a little tool to put the SIM card in, simple and straightforward to do. It is a 6.8-inch WQ high definition screen, and it's edged, so the screen goes around the edge. Okay, it's got 120 megahertz adaptive refresh rate, and it adapts to the surroundings. Okay, it can go as low as 1. Charging wise, it's 5,000 milliamps charging, 45 watts with a brick, wireless charging 15 watts, or I've got another alternative I'll show you in a moment. Okay, and the back camera is 108 megapixels. The front camera is 40 megapixels. And the phone was released February 9th, 2022. So it's a relatively new phone. It is the flagship phone. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on the phone and wake it up. Okay, hopefully. Okay, everything is going well. Just a minute. All right, okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you this. I'm going to bring it on screen. Okay, I'm going to take that off screen. Okay, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to go picture in picture so you can actually see me. Probably that way would be better. Okay, what I'm going to show you now is some photographs taken with the S22 Ultra, which at the moment, its adaptive display is adapted totally and I can't see a thing. Okay, right. Okay, no worries. Right, so I'm going to shrink myself. Let me shrink for a moment. The phone's all right. I'm not. Just a second. Let me just shrink. The thing about live video is, and I love live video, nothing ever goes totally according to plan. And your props don't always work. And I'm going to, right, I need to get back on track with that. Okay, these are photographs taken with the Samsung S22 Ultra. Let's have a look, shall we? Okay, the first image taken is in my hometown of Devizes. This is the Crammer. This is 5 minutes walk from where Angelica and I live. And it is a meeting place, but it's also a meeting place, not just for people, but for wildfowl who fly in and they spend their time. Ducks, swans, all sorts of birds actually arrive on the Crammer. This photograph was taken with the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. Just behind the trees on the left-hand side, you can see our church, which is St. James's Church. And this is just a very pleasant place to actually spend, well, just to relax, just to chill. There's something that attracts us. Water attracts us, especially when you've got wildlife actually on there. The next photograph is Devizes looking into the town centre. So this is the main road, or was the main road in Devizes. This is where the horses and coaches would have gone in the 17 and 1800s. And I just like the cars on the left-hand side contrasted with the baskets outside the shop on the right-hand side. It's a very effective photo. The apex of the photo, right at the top, is the entrance to the town centre, Little Britox. And if you actually got the photograph rather than the image that we've got here, if you've got the photograph and you've got it in an editor, you can actually zoom in. Because of this, the quality of the photograph, you can actually zoom in. You can see people at the far end. You have to take my word for that now, but you can. Okay. The next photograph. Now, we talked about nightography. This photograph was taken at 11 p.m. at night, and the only lighting are the small lights on the fence there. Now, the small lights do give off some light, but this was 11 o'clock at night, and everywhere else was totally pitch black. I could see the lights, but I couldn't see the table. Yeah. The Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra nightography, it works. This is the proof that you can take good quality photographs at night. I've seen some examples, and this is my own example, these are all my photos, where it shows the quality of nightography because the pictures look like they're during the day. Now, I'm well known for actually showing chickens on my Amazon live show, which I will do in a moment. Don't want to disappoint. But this is a Shire horse, and the story behind this photograph was taken last week with the camera on the mobile phone. This is a Shire horse. Its day-to-day job, 5 days a week, is delivering beer, cask beer, from the brewery. Yes, Devizes has a brewery, and they take out the casks to the local pubs, and they go out with the dray and beautiful Shire horses. And today, though, on this particular day, it was the baton relay. And basically in September, I think, the Commonwealth Games take place in Birmingham. So the baton has been all around the world. It's been to all the countries of the Commonwealth. And then it came to Devizes, and coach and horse carried the relay runner from our town centre, which is where this photograph was taken, out to the canal. And it was just a great photo opportunity. So there it is, the Shire horse. It normally, as I say, works. It's stabled at the brewery, and they go out and deliver beer 5 days a week, and they do get a holiday. In August, they're taken out to pasture and allowed for a month to actually just be horses rather than working horses. So, and I was so taken with the photograph that I did this. Yeah, I actually jazzed it up a bit, but I think that may be going over the top. I don't know what you think. Okay, I'm going to come back to me. So those photographs were taken with the Samsung Galaxy S22. But before we move on, I just want to talk about a couple of things. Down in the carousel at the moment, I was asked yesterday about the case. Okay, the case is now down in the carousel. It is $12.79, which is 20% off. So this is a Nil King case. Now the thing about the case is it's designed, just a minute, designed for the Samsung Galaxy S22. It has a slider which covers the lenses. It's got, just a minute, covers the lenses. Then you've got the camera itself, okay, mobile phone in the case. So that's a very, well, it's not too fancy, it's a practical case. Now, the next item is, I think, something that everybody who owns an iPhone 12 or iPhone 13 should be thinking about. If you take this 6.8-inch mobile phone and you put it into your pocket, you know you're carrying it around. And if you put shorts on, you're afraid that the phone's actually going to fall out of your shorts pocket. The answer is, or my answer is, this. And this is the case that's down in the carousel at the moment. It is $26.99. Now, this case is made from one piece of leather. It's got fine stitching all the way around. It has a carabiner on the back, and basically this case attaches to the belt on your jeans or trousers, and basically slide the belt through there. You're actually carrying the phone in the case. Now, this gives extra protection, and in terms of putting the phone in the case, it's so simple and straightforward to do. Though this morning anything could go wrong, you just push the phone into the case. Okay, you've still got the ability to charge. Okay, this goes onto your belt on your trousers or jeans, and you can just carry it around, and you know it's there, you know it's safe, you're not going to drop it, and when you need it, you can just lift there, take it out. Okay, so my suggestion is, for carrying a larger phone, the iPhone 12 or the Samsung Galaxy S22, do look at getting a carrying case like this, which means the phone is not in your pocket, it's readily accessible. You can put it on your belt, or you can hang it from your belt using a carabiner. Now, I did see one comment, which I'm going to pass on to you. I use it on my belt. Yeah. If you're using a carabiner, then do get something stronger than the one that's actually supplied. Okay. Do get a stronger carabiner, but that's the only thing. I mean, carabiners are a few dollars, and you want a solid one. Okay. But basically, if you're going to carry a 6.8-inch phone around with you, do consider actually getting a case to carry it around. Okay, so we've been looking at Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, and we're going to go back there. Let's go back to the Galaxy. Okay, and just to remind you, price today is $1127.50. It is 13% off. Okay, we still got some deals on Prime Day too, so 13% off. What I'm going to do now, we said earlier that it's got 8K video. Okay, I'm going to play you a short video. I'm going to bring the video up on screen. Okay, and I'm going to go over here and put it full screen, I hope. No, that's not it. Okay, that's not it. Just a minute, we'll get there. Right, I promised you, chickens, I'm not going to disappoint. This video that you're about to see is the first video that I took with the Samsung Galaxy S22. So you're about to take a look around our garden, and you're going to see how the stabilizer works. Right, this is my first video with the Samsung S22 Ultra, and we're in the garden on a beautiful sunny day. It's about 31 degrees, and let's take a walk down the path and see what we can find. Okay, now what I'm checking is the sound quality and also the video quality. So let's see how this works. So I can pan round. Okay, and I'm going to go onto the grass, and this is our newer wildflower garden, and the right hand side is taking off slowly, but the left hand side is firmly established. As I go round again and down the garden. Okay, Angelica put a lot of work into getting the garden into the state it's in, and I want to take you down now to the new table and chairs that we've got. Chairs are covered up to protect them because, as you can see, we are out in the countryside and birds can actually fly over, which is not a good idea. But this is our brand new table, and we saw it in the local garden centre and thought, let's have that. So we did, we bought it. Okay, now over here is our wild animal enclosure, and if I go around the corner we should see, hopefully they're camera friendly, but if I go around here we should be able to see, hello chickens, hello. Okay, and we've got 4 chickens in total. They're all rather camera shy, yeah, and they're turning away from the camera. They know what's going on, they know they're being filmed, apart from the one who's going to be a star someday. Okay, and this is an igloo, which is where they live, and it's very easy to maintain. Chickens are easy to maintain, and we're actually currently getting 4 eggs a day, and the chickens were rescue chickens. In other words, they had been kept for their egg laying. After 2 years they let the chickens go, and then the chickens have got to be rehoused, and we actually managed to get hold of 4. So these are all about the same age, and will go on for 2 or 3 years laying eggs for us, and we're currently getting 25 eggs a week, which is absolutely brilliant. I'm walking further down, you can see the fruit bushes coming. I'm back. Hopefully I'm back. That video, as I say, was shot with the Samsung Galaxy S22. I just wanted to check one thing and say hello to Tracy. Tracy, thank you, and good morning. I just want to refresh here, and I'm just refreshing the screen. Just give me a second. I'm just checking something. Want to make sure that everything's okay. I've got a few minutes to actually do this in, and I want to say thank you for watching me live. Do this in. Right, okay. Just let me stop that. Okay, we're back. I just had to, basically, after I played the video, I'm not sure whether I got sound or not. So I just had to make sure I got sound. So that is the Samsung Galaxy S22. We've looked at the photographs, we've looked at the video. I've shown you the cases, the Nilking case, which is down the carousel, and also the genuine leather, one-piece genuine leather case to actually put it on your belt, on your jeans, and just carry it around and keep it safe, secure, dry. Okay, and I want to be a big thank you to Tracy for the comment. Good morning. And to Amazon customer who started following me. Thank you for following me. You've helped make my day. This is all about the interaction, and basically by following me, you will get possibly notification on my next live broadcast, which is at 9 a.m. Eastern today. And you'll also, the following tab up above, you'll be able to follow my shows. Now, I follow 250 different broadcasters, has to be said. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is down in the carousel, and I need to change camera angle for this, so give me a moment, and we're going to go here. I need to change camera too, just a second, just let me make sure my camera is right. And I want to go to the 4K camera, which is that one. Okay, and the camera is changing. If I go here, he said, okay, I want to look at the desktop. Okay, so this is my desktop. This is live. Okay, and in no particular order, we've got the Logitech C920X camera. We have the 4-way USB port from Anker. All these are in the carousel. We've got an Echo Dot. Echo Dot is an excellent price in the carousel today. We've got the TP-Link Wi-Fi, which I'm using to broadcast to you at the moment. And I recommend that. We've got 3 of these units throughout the house, and they just carry the Wi-Fi around. We've got, I better turn this the right way up. We've got the AfterShokz headphones, which I may talk about. And then we've got the TrebLab X3 Pro earbuds there. But the thing I want to talk about is this stand here, which you can see quite clearly. This is the Lamicall stand that's down in the carousel. when you get it, it's like that, but you can change the angle to so, and you can raise or lower where it actually is. Now, I use this stand when I'm sitting at a table out in the garden. Let's have a closer look. Oh, before I do that, the phone just goes in. This is a Samsung Galaxy phone, just goes into there. I just love the design. This is a design classic. So let's come back and take a closer look at it. Okay, so this is the stand. Yeah, I know you saw it partly there, but you can bend, it bends so, it goes so far back, it goes down like that. So you can vary it. You can vary the height and the angle. It's got a solid base. And I just love the style of this. I love Lamicall products, which is why Lamicall sent me this product to show you today. So thank you to Lamicall. But I'm a fan of Lamicall products. I've got several stands which I'll show you over the coming weeks and days. They are design is brilliant. What can I say? They simply work. Yeah. Okay. And they take your phone like so. So they'll take a larger phone. This is the Samsung S22. They'll take an iPhone 12, an iPhone 13. They will take smaller phones as well. So if you're looking for a stand for your phone, then do look at this one, which is down the carousel at the moment. It's the Lamicall stand. Okay, let's go back to the iPad. Okay, and I want to say thank you for actually watching me live today. Right, and I'm going to go across and just let me go over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flick through the carousel on the live feed, and I'm going to pick out today's bargains. Okay, so top deals today. Let's go over here. Still staying with the theme of mobile phone. Down the carousel, deal of the day is the Ugreen 30-watt charger. Now, we said earlier that when you get your phone, it's actually got the USB-C to USB-C cable, which means you need a USB-C plug to plug into the power. It's down the carousel at the moment. It's 20% off. It's $15.99. And for charging your phone quickly, I just know it works. I've got one which is down in the kitchen as it happens, and I can quickly charge my phone. Now, the next thing is, and this is also, and I'm double checking here because I don't have as much information as you do, also on a deal of the day. Let me go here. I've got my Samsung Galaxy phone there, but I love the Pearl microphone, this one. Okay, I've used it for quite a while, but the problem is that the Pearl microphone has, just let me untangle this. How do wires get so tangled? It has an audio connector, which went into my old phone, but it won't go into my Samsung Galaxy S22 because it doesn't have one. It doesn't have an audio jack. So the unit that's down the carousel, which is a deal of the day, is this. And this very simple piece of kit, you take your audio lead, you plug it in like that, okay? And then the other end of it is a USB-C, and that plugs into your phone. And now you can use the lapel microphone, the wired lapel microphone, with your mobile phone, even though it doesn't have an audio socket. So a little widget makes life a lot easier. It means I can carry on using this microphone, which I enjoy using. The widget goes from, goes from audio cable to USB-C. It's down the carousel. It is a deal of the day. And all I can say is, having tested it, I have tested it. It simply works. Okay, so it's down the carousel. It's a deal of the day, and it simply works. Okay, right. What other anything? Is there anything else that's a deal of the day? I'm having to go I'll show you what I'm doing. Well, I'm having to go over here. This is getting decidedly complicated. Yeah. Now, if I go here and I want to go here, so just give me a second. I need to go here. Okay. You see that there's an OBSBot Tiny there, which I'm going to talk about, but also there is the tripod. Now, the tripod is a deal of the day. It is $15.15, 16% off. And basically, this is an alternative way to actually mount your camera on your mobile phone, or if you've got an OBSBot or a Logitech, you can mount your camera on there. Now, that makes a difference. Let me show you why this is important and why I'm so enthused about making the switch to having your camera on a tripod. Let me just change camera. Okay, so I'm changing camera. I'll be back in a second. And if I go here now, and I can hide that. I can hide that. Okay, what I want to do is go here, and I'm going to go to me. Okay, now the camera is swinging around my office, past the BenQ monitor, and will eventually get to me. And you're actually watching now. I might as well put this in the carousel just a second. So we're talking about putting your mobile phone or your webcam on a tripod. That's what we're talking about. And the camera that you're looking at now is, just a minute, OBSBot Tiny. Just let me go here, the OBSBot Tiny, down in the carousel. This is the camera that I'm using. It's 33% off today, $129. I just want to go here, and I'm just going to go back to the camera, and it is the deal of the day. So I'm going to go and make sure that I've got it as the deal of the day. Just a second. Yep. Okay, it is a deal of the day. You've got to double check sometime. So bear with me. Right now, this camera is positioned on the tripod I showed you a moment ago. Okay. And the difference is, normally, just bear with me a second, your camera is up on top of your monitor or your PC or Mac. It's there. That's an OBSBot, the Brio, and Logitech Litra Lite. Okay, that's where they're normally positioned. Now, this means one thing. There's my screen. And the natural thing to do when I'm broadcasting to you is to look at my screen, not to look at the camera. But if you put the camera, just bear with me, it will all become blindingly obvious in a second. If you put the camera on a tripod and you put that tripod at eye level, then all I need to do to speak directly to you is to look into the camera. That's it. It doesn't get any more complicated than that. I don't need to look up. I don't need to look down. I can just look straight forward. So do consider putting your camera on a tripod instead of putting the camera on the monitor. Now, the camera you're watching at the moment is the OBSBot Tiny. The OBSBot Tiny I bought earlier this year. It has more features than a static camera. It's not a static camera. It's on a 2-axis gimbal, which means it can go up, it can go down, it can go left, it can go right. Okay. The field of view is nominally 90 degrees, but because it's on a gimbal, it can swivel. Yeah, let's just watch the swivel, shall we? If I go here, it can go from me to the monitor. Okay, it can go outside. It has 3 preset views. Okay, and it means that I can toggle between those using the software supplied by OBSBot. The OBSBot Tiny can do more than most cameras, and I'm going to come back to me. And hopefully what I'm about to do, the other difference between the OBSBot, and it's coming back to me now, The other difference between the OBSBot and other cameras is that the OBSBot has got built-in AI tracking. If you go like that, the camera sees follow me. If you go like that, the camera sees stop following. If you go like that, zoom in. If you go like that, zoom out. So you can control the camera with your hand movements. The other thing you can do, and hopefully this will work. Okay, I never put 100% faith in this. It's not because the camera's got a problem, but because if I go back now, okay, the camera has got AI tracking, which means that if I stand up, then the camera will follow me. And as I move around, yeah, the camera will follow my movements. I'll stay steady now. It will give me headroom and it will try to get me center of frame. The OBSBot Tiny and the OBSBot Tiny 4K both have AI tracking, which means that they can track you as you move. So it was able to track me from sitting down to standing up to moving around the room. And it has got a fast track mode. So if you've got somebody running 100 yards, you can track them from beginning to end. It's got the camera we're looking at has got 2x zoom and 1080p, 720p, which is high definition and DVD quality for the 720. So it is a quality camera, which does everything that you want. And it is a deal today. And I'm just going to come back. Basically, I'm going to take you outside and you can see the camera is actually following my every movement. So I'm going to come back to the monitor. And whilst we come back to the monitor, I'm actually going to sit down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to me. Okay, so this is the OBSBot Tiny camera mounted on a tripod. Tripod's down the carousel. And it's a different way of broadcasting. I'm speaking to Adair Palmer, fellow Amazon Live broadcaster who lives in Brisbane in Australia. And I said, I started using a camera on a tripod, and Adair just went over there and brought in her camera on a tripod as well. So I think it is a thing that you actually use a tripod to put your webcam on. It makes it a lot easier. I mean, I can talk about anything that's on my desktop. I can just pick up the case and I can talk about it. It is natural because I'm not conscious of having to look up all the time. All I have to do is to look at the camera. So that's the OBSBot, which again is the first camera I got from OBSBot. I've now got two OBSBots. If we look, I'm using OBSBot 1. You can see now OBSBot 2, that's the 4K one. They look decidedly similar. You've got the thing I love about this camera, just a minute, it's just a little thing, but basically if you just watch the lens at the top, I'm going to tell the camera to go to sleep. Okay, did you see that? It actually turns into the camera body. I'm going to bring it back. So you can ask the camera to switch off after 5 minutes inactivity or 10 minutes inactivity, and it does exactly that. Okay, back to me. Okay, so back to me. No, I'm pressing the wrong button. Oh dear. Okay, back to me. The OBSBot camera is turning back to me. So that's basically the OBSBot. We looked at the Brio earlier, we've looked at the OBSBot, and this is the OBSBot 4K. I'll be showing the OBSBot 4K at 9 AM Eastern today. This is my early door show. This is Amazon Prime Day 2. I did 3 shows yesterday, Amazon Prime Day 1, and I'm going to do 3 shows today. So you'll be able to catch me on this show. Thank you for watching live. You'll be able to catch me at 9 AM Eastern and also at 11 AM Eastern. And those are my 3 shows today. The advantage I have is that whilst it's 7 o'clock where you are, it's midday where I am. So I'm most definitely awake, and I've definitely had my second cup of coffee, although I will be having another cup after this broadcast. In fact, after this broadcast, it's lunchtime. Okay, so let's come back to me, and this time I'm on I'm going to turn around. I'm actually on the Brio camera now. I'm going to switch the light off. See if we can. I need to bring that up here. Switch the light off. Okay, and I'm going to make another adjustment as well. Just give me a second. I'm going to take auto white balance off. Okay, so now we are without any lights whatsoever, so you can actually see the difference between lights and no lights and get an appreciation. Now, talking of lights, I do have a light, and I want to say hello to Corinda. Morning, Corinda. Everyone is live early today. Of course we are. And coming over, we can take Corinda's comments. Hopefully these are the same ones that have come over. These are Facebook comments. Hey, Stephen. Hello, Corinda. And Corinda is saying the next comment. Me and you live. I'm showing your page as well as mine on stream. Thank you, Corinda. And shared. Thank you, sir. Okay, and everyone is live early today, said Corinda, and it's got a tracking system. Yes, we know, Corinda. I told everybody about that. Right, okay. I want to say a big thank you for actually watching me live today. I'm live again at 11 a.m. Eastern. I want to thank you for joining me. I'll see you again, hopefully later today. Next time you see me, if you've got any questions, then please do come and ask. Yeah. But thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. This has been Stephen from Wiltshire, England. Goodbye for now.